Okay, problem with the siding. This is the wrong color. This is brown. This is called burnished slate. I don't know how they get slate out of brown, and I don't know how burnished slate was ordered in the first place, but this is the wrong color. When this arrived, it was laying right there, and it had 3 brown cover sheets on it, 2 different colors of brown. One of those cover sheets was this very material, and I thought, well, these are all cover sheets, so that's good. The real stuff's underneath it. But when I took them off, so holy shit, this looks brown too. But I thought maybe it looked a little different when it was hanging, or maybe I wasn't remembering it correctly. But anyways, I cut one of them and have it hanging on there. It's just hanging by 2 screws. And then Cindy came out with the large sample. We had them give us a large sample so we could put it up against the house here. And here is that large sample. This is called charcoal. And out of the really limited colors that they have, this was pretty good. Not too bad. But this is not that. And what I'm thinking happened was when I finally went in to do the order, I mean, we talked about this every time, and he went back and grabbed this sample and gave it to me so that we could check it out against the side. I think what happened was at the last minute when I'm ordering it, he said something like, so that's burnished slate, right? And, I have no idea what the colors are. And I guess that, that gray, I would consider that burnished slate. The gray, blue-gray like that looks like slate, not the brown. We never discussed brown, but that's what we got. We got a big stack of brown siding, and one of them's cut already, which is no big deal. But even if we were going to try to return this stuff, I mean, logistically, this would have to go back on a truck. It would have to be restrapped. Then we would have to wait 10, 14 days for new stuff to come. By that time, we're well into December, and the weather could change, and it could be below zero. And working with tin in below zero weather, it just is not going to happen. I don't want to do that. So it looks like I'm going to be putting Turd brown siding on the addition. It's a real shame, but I guess I'm going to have to do it. I don't really have much options at this time of the year. I got to get this stuff on and get it on soon. The longer this foam sits out, well, the foam, the tape, everything, the longer it sits out in the UV rays, the more it deteriorates. It should be covered up real soon. And like I said, the weather is just going to get worse from here on in. I mean, today is probably going to be the nicest day, out of the rest of the year. Today is 46. Nothing in the 10-day forecast is that warm. And a lot of the days are going to be really windy, really cold, snowing. So it's going to be miserable as it is. If I wait, it could just be terrible. And again, we might not be able to exchange it, and we certainly can't afford to get another batch. So it looks like we're stuck with Turd brown, which is very, very unfortunate. I'm going to go talk to the guy on Monday, but like I said, there's not a lot that can be done about it. I'm sure we're stuck with this. So, I don't know. The day is mostly wasted. When I got up this morning, I checked the forecast, and they had changed the forecast to snow and rain today, tomorrow, and the day after. It was supposed to snow 2 days from now and then turn to rain. So I got everything buttoned up. I cleaned everything up, got the tin in there, got got stuff put away across the street, got the old tin out of there, took everything down here, got this covered, all that stuff. And then I went to lunch and checked the weather, and now the forecast is the way it was before. Snow 2 days from now, turning to rain, but we could get 2 inches of snow, and the rain might not wash it away. So, I mean, this could get really, really sloppy here. Well, it's going to, no matter what. So I'm going to be working in a total mess. Yeah, I'm going to have to see if I can clear like corner to corner in there. If a 20-foot sheet fits corner to corner, and it just might, it would be really nice to be able to cut in there and then just bring it out and tack it in place, and then just go back and forth as my hands get cold. It's almost impossible to work with gloves on doing this kind of stuff, so maybe that is the solution. So that's your siding update. This sheet that's on, I had planned on leveling it with a torpedo level on one of the ribs, but I found out that even a slight, you can like cock it a little bit, and then it's just useless. So I was putting a torpedo level way on this side. So what I'm going to do the rest of the day is try to get this one in exactly the right place. This one turns out to be larger than the sample that they gave me. This is 38.5. The sample was 38.25. So now I got to move this one down a little bit. It shouldn't be too hard. I only have 2 screws in here, one at either end. I'll just lift it up and down and get it level according to the top right here. And this is 38.25. So it should go down to about right there. I'll get the other end the same, get it nice and level, and then I'll throw, I don't want to throw all the screws in it, but I'll throw a few screws here and there across the field just to get it nice and tight up against the building. And then I can work on these next ones, and I'll put those in loose as well, so that when I do the one above the windows, hopefully I can adjust everything into place and loosen these up and kind of jog them around if I need to. Hopefully I won't need to. Yeah, this is turning out to be the job from hell, but it is what it is. Let me get this thing leveled, and then I'll show you how I get the screws in here. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here before I get too far. What I did was screwed these 2x blocks on either end, and then I strung a line. Well, actually, it's got a screw on that side and a loop, and then I pulled it around the corner, and Cindy stapled it when I told her it was level, which it is. And then I took my combination square and transferred, just push it up until it just touches the line, and then transfer a little tick mark back. Got one there, and there's one down there. Then I measured down from the tick mark to the top of the tin, and it needed to go down 1/4 inch on this side, or how'd that go? Whatever it was. No, it needed to go up 1/4 inch on this side and down 1/4 inch on that side. If I were to put a level right here, right now, it is not going to be level, and that's because you can see this is, that thick here, and it's a good deal thicker here. The top of this is not level. So doing it this way, that's as good as I can get for a straight line. If I were to snap a line and put this edge right on it, I mean, you can see that it's got a taper going down to here from here. So it would not be straight. Okay, so the next thing I did was mark off the screw locations. And the screw locations, in this case, they would be right above the taller ribs, like right there. And the reason for that, once I get a few of them in, I'll take these out. These were just to hold it in place while I did the measuring. I'll take these out. When the next piece goes on, it laps over this one, and then the screw, because it's right above the rib there, it will go through both of them, and they'll both be held down. The next one will it'll end like right there. No way for water to get up under there. So now I just got to work my way across. I have them laid out to right here. I think I'm going to put a few in and then continue on my way and get this whole thing screwed in. Then I should have time to move this block setup, this level line, and I'll get a level line on this back and get a level line on the other side while it's nice out. It's going to be pretty crappy out the next few days. So, well, actually tomorrow shouldn't be too bad. So let's get some screws in here and then get this other part laid out. All right, I have about half of the screws in. These are self-tapping. I'll show you how they go in, but it's nothing special. You just got to remember not to over tighten them. That one's a little bit over tightened. I'm going to come around with a hand driver and just loosen up any that are like tightened to where they're cracking like that. You just want them snug. As far as this goes, looks like, yeah, I think I was, oh, that's right. I went a little bit above this silicone right here. What I'm doing with this is I'm going to make a metal trim piece that is the same size as this outside. This is kind of tapered towards the back. I'm going to make the inside opening the same size as this, so it just slides over, and I'm going to make it about 1 inch wide all the way around. And I'm either going to use, they have like a foam trim that's shaped like this. They have an inside version and an outside version. At least they do for, they did for that pole barn. I'm going to see if I can get that, but either way, I'm going to have foam behind there. If I got to cut the foam myself, I'll do it. Not that big of a deal. I'll just trace the profile on the edge and, you know, kind of hack it out. But I'm going to put foam all the way around and then take screws and screw it kind of snug, not tight, but snug. And that'll keep it watertight and make it look really nice. And there's not a lot of stuff like that. There's just these two outlets. That's a whole different story. I'll talk about that when we get to it. And then we have that vent up there. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that, but I believe I'm going to do the same thing as I do with this. Okay, so I got to mark some more. I have the tops marked. They're really hard to see. And then I've been using a level and dropping my tick marks down. Also, because everything is screwed through the foam right to the studs. So everything has to go kind of in the same place. And I think it happened like 3 times so far where I put a screw through and I hit another screw on the other side. So what I'm doing in that case is just taking the drill and drilling through the head of the screw so that this screw can pass over, you know, to the side or the top or the bottom, whatever, because you want a screw there. Once you got a hole there, you don't want to just leave it like that. If worse came to worse, I would cut off the head and glue it in there, just so you didn't have a hole and a missing part of the pattern. So I'm going to mark off the last of them, and then I'll show you how to get these screwed in. right, one piece down, many to go. These screws for the pole barn tin are self-tapping, and they should tap right away. If you give it a firm push on the metal, if it does not start screwing through the metal right away, then just toss it. It probably has a bad tip or something on it. And if you just keep going, it'll just wander all over the place and mess up your metal. All right, now, like I said, I got to pull this out. I might as well do that right away. And I got to pull the ones on the other side out. And then the next piece will lap right over that. But for today, I just got to move this line, move it around to the back, and get my tick marks all the way around. That's something I need a helper for. Yeah, see, we're dead level there. I'd rather not use a level line. It's not 100% accurate. I would rather use a laser. But I bought a laser a while back, and it turned out that wasn't real accurate either. Depending on which way the wind's blowing tomorrow, I can work on any side I want, but I would prefer that the wind was coming out of the west and get this bottom sheet on. This bottom sheet is a full 16 feet, and it's got a cutout for that water and for this window. I'd like to get this in next and then work my way around to the back. I would like to get all of the bottom done before it snows, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. All right, let me get my level lines all the way around, and I'll see how much time I have left. Okay, it's quitting time. Sun's nearly down. I'm hoping this tin doesn't get frost on it overnight. That's the biggest problem. You know, you have to deal with that stuff. You can't write on it. You can't do anything. So I'm hoping no frost on that tonight so I can get started early tomorrow. We have one day before 3 days of nasty weather. I might be able to sneak out for part of that. This piece is all the way in. I really like the industrial look of this tin with the exposed screws just for the breezeway, and I would put that same tin, the same blue, on the back part. And I guess if we had to take off all of the tin on the back, I would probably just replace this with the right color at the time, unless it grows on me. But for now, I'm not a big fan of this brown. All right, I got this all laid out. This is where the tin from this side comes across, so that'll be my starting point, and that's where I'll get measurements for cutting out this window. This is my level line, and that goes all the way across. I haven't checked, here's the other end of it, I haven't checked the distance between the tin and the level line yet, but if it's anything like the other side, it's not going to be 100% correct, so I'll have to jog stuff up and down until it's the way I want it. All right, and I got the level on this side as well. It's just a little tick mark. Once I take this off, I'll make a nice hash mark. This is my tin line, and all that is a measurement from the bottom of this corner up 38 3/8 of an inch. And I did that, or actually I didn't do that over here. Over here, I just have the level line, but I'm going to measure up that 38 3/8 inch right here as well. And that'll be my starting point for the tin. I can move that up and down a bit, but once I get the full field of screws in it, that's pretty much it for it. All right, so I'm going to be starting back on this in the morning, unless they change the weather again. Last I seen it was going to be like upper 30s tomorrow and sunny. So I'm going to try to get at least one piece of tin on, but hopefully two. If I can get the back lower piece and this lower piece on, I will be really happy. Even if I don't have all the field screws in, if I can get them cut and put into place, that would be awesome. Then I can put all these, the ones in the middle in, and then we get to the next hardest ones. Those are 20 feet long, and let me show you in here. I jogged stuff around in the greenhouse and stole these 3 horses. I probably need one more. Oh, I stole one from under there too. I could probably steal another one. Move it around a little bit because I could use one more. If I put another horse right here, a piece of tin, it'll go right over this table and all the way into that corner, and a 20-foot piece will actually fit in here. So if I have a rain or snow day, and especially if I have all that bottom stuff on, I can go out and get the measurements for the upper stuff, which is 20 feet long, and lay it all out and cut it and get ready for the next halfway nice day. Yeah, this is not going to be fun. Okay, so if you want to see all this stuff, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.